Rhythm and Raj. Hi, it's me. Rhythm and Raj. Talking about music. Rhythm and Raj. Rhythm and Raj. It's Rhythm and Raj. Let's begin. Hello, 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 ladies, gentlemen, those in between, anything else on earth. This is Rhythm and Raj. My name, if the title didn't tell you, is Raj. Um, I don't know how to start this anymore. I maybe disappeared for a while. Like I maybe completely disappeared and didn't really give a lot of word or a lot of anything as explanation. But allow me my chance for redemption, please, if you will. Because there's some people out there that were genuinely mad at me for disappearing from the pod space and some other spaces, fairly so, rightfully so. But you know, I had some things I needed to take care of, and I kind of want to explain that to you because I feel like I robbed. Well, I didn't. I don't want to say I robbed anybody of something, but I feel as though, especially being a creative, sometimes, you know, when you develop something, when you build something and you start giving it to people, the moment that you disappear, it's almost like you're robbing them of something. Really, it's robbing yourself because, you know, I do this for me, and I do a lot of these things with myself in mind. And the moment that I, you know, let that slip away, it's like I'm losing a part of myself, or I'm giving a part of myself that I don't like more shine than the parts of myself that I do enjoy. I hope that makes sense and doesn't sound terrible. I'm not a therapist. I don't fully know how to express every single one of my feelings. So sometimes I'm articulating them in ways that half of the point is understood. And I hope this isn't one of those times. You know what I mean? But I hope everybody's been wonderful in my absence. I hope life has been beautiful to you. And if it hasn't, I hope it will be soon. I guess I should start by literally addressing that. This is Rhythm and Raj. Okay. So the show has to be more than just here's me discussing music and here's me discussing this and this and that. You know, it's like I'm a musician, yeah, I'm a creative, but I'm a human. I swear I've said this on the show before, but you know, I guess I got to really pivot what the show itself is. Um, I'm going to, and starting with this episode, by the way, we're just going to start talking about whatever we feel like. Um, Almost treating the show like a diary in a sense. Whatever's on the mind, whatever's relevant to life in that time, we'll discuss. And I think that'll be the smart thing to do because not only will you get something more genuine and you'll enjoy it, but I think I'll be able to provide better content from it. You know, because talking about music is cool until you didn't do anything musical for a full week because you needed a mental break. You know what I mean? And then what do you talk about? What do you say? How are you going to force your way in and out of that wall of conversation? Everybody doesn't know. Hell, it's me. I'm everybody. But, you know, you just end up trying things. And if they work, they work. If they don't, then you scrap it. And I think that's the thing about this show that I'm going to enjoy the most going forward. And I want to be more consistent. So I think this is the way to do that. Yeah, definitely the way to do that. Um, all that nonsense aside, I I've been experiencing a lot of things since I disappeared from the pod space. Um, I I was having a lot of like physical pain. I have chronic pains that have been happening to me ever since I had caught COVID in October of 2020. And they just kind of progressively got worse over time. And it's really hard to convince yourself to sit there and talk for 25, 30, 40 minutes when it's kind of hard to sit up straight, you know what I mean? Or to lay down or do anything. It's almost like I couldn't find it in me to will myself to do this. And that wasn't like the only problem, but that, you know, let's just start there. It kind of ruins a lot of stuff. Sometimes I don't want to record music. Sometimes I don't want to do sessions. Sometimes I don't want to go to work. I still do a lot of these things. They're within me. I feel like I don't have a choice, but Sometimes I neglected things that I genuinely love to do, including this. So, I don't really want to, I don't want to let that stop me anymore. It's a difficult mental barrier to break, you know what I mean? Overcoming your physical self. But I was watching a video of a monk sitting on nails, and he sat on this bed of nails meditating for hours, and he felt no pain. He's just, whether he was bleeding or not, he felt no pain. Everything was cool. He was calm. He was collected. And I can only imagine the actual pain that he was in. But the mind is so strong, he put all of his body weight into that position with no thought, no fear, no nothing. Pushed through and walked right off at the end. It just made me feel like I was not allowing myself an avenue to succeed because I was so focused on the pain. I couldn't look past it. I couldn't do anything else. It was just like, fuck today, fuck life. This is so bad that it's happening to me. And I'm not trying to like completely belittle my issues because yes, it is bad. It's not a good thing. But who would I be if I let that completely control the person that I am and the person that I want to be? That's what my brain thinks. So, got to fight that. That's one. Two, my mentals to keep it a bean, keep it a stack with you, fam. Awful. Awful. Like, I can't even properly express to you what I've been thinking for months and what I've been doing. I don't know. I was in a hole. I didn't want to apply for jobs that fit my field or don't fit my field. I didn't want to go outside. I didn't want to see my friends. I didn't want to eat, sleep, breathe. I was just existing. And it was like, ugh, dread every fucking 30 seconds for months, even when I was doing stuff I enjoyed. And I don't know where it came from. I don't know what sparked it, but I just didn't want to do shit anymore. And I don't want to say I've completely come past that because no one ever does. It's like a recurring thing. It's a recurring part of my life that comes up. I've taken mental breaks before from things, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna happen. I know that. But the shit that's been happening, my G, the way this shit came, my G, awful. Awful. It snuck me like I was in the club and I accidentally grabbed a cuffed woman's booty. You know what I mean? Like I was getting mobbed. Just music playing, people around me. I'm confused. Just hands everywhere, just getting worked by this. And I think I finally garnered the strength to fight back. So we're up doing things. We're being creative again. And I almost completely walked past like the biggest evolution of this, but I'm on camera now. Sorry, pod people. I love you, Spotify folk and whatever. Well, not Spotify specifically, but you Spotify people. Damn, did I just lose myself out on money in the future for that? You know what? Never mind. But audio people, sorry. You don't get to see this beautiful face unless you look at the cover and you see the top half of my noggin. Those of you watching on camera, you get to see all this glow, all this shine. You know what I'm saying? Yo, this is the downside of giving me a camera. I'm just gonna fucking talk and gloat and be a dumbass. Oh my god. But yeah, man, I'm trying to do more. I want to be a content person. I want to be, everywhere. So I'm starting to film this and I'm gonna try and cut clips and edit these and really, really just build on what my ideas were. At least I want to. It's gonna be hard to build the consistency. I've always struggled with that. It's one of my biggest issues. If you look at all my music that I've come out with, I'm the worst at advertising. I can do it for like 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and then my brain shuts off because I don't have a lot of creative ideas. Although I do think lately that's just been because I was impressed, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Because I got this camera I want to start using. Um, if this camera fails, I'll start using my iPhone. Whatever I got to do to try and consider content, I will figure it out. TikTok, however, I'm gonna keep it a beat. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I feel like I'm a very creative person, but when it comes to visual content, I I'm I'm awful, yo. You see how long it took me to film this pod? Understand, I could have just pulled my phone out and put it on a tripod and filmed it at any point. Why did that never even cross the noggin? Why did it not come across my brain? Terrible. Poor thinking. That's a basic thing that I just never ever really sat down, stopped and thought about until recently. I'm I'm learning, I'm developing, I'm growing, and I think the content that I work on, that I create, that comes from me in general, in some way, shape, or form, will benefit from these trials and tribulations and these stupid ideas that are in my head, if there's any at all. Um, I'm gonna ask friends for help, and I'm gonna just throw things at the wall and see what sticks. I don't want to be one of those guys who turns around and goes, "Damn, if I would have done this." So I gotta start doing shit, making changes, making evolutions, if you will. Yeah, big words and shit. I'm sorry, it's weird. I haven't been like an actually positive, happy person like this in a minute. Like when I talk to my friends and things of that nature, like I know I've been isolated from a lot of people, but there are ways to reach me, and there are people who have always found a way to get in contact with me. Like when I'm discussing things with them, I often do have a smile. Things can be funny, but like it's been a really dark time. So to look now, especially I'm looking myself in the face right now for the first time in a long time. I don't really look in mirrors the way that I should. You know what I mean? I don't stare at myself for a day. I stare at flaws. I stare at mistakes. I stare at issues. I don't stare at myself. And now I'm looking me square in my eyes with this microphone in my hand, which by the way, sorry if you hear me moving this thing. It's not how I wanted this to be. But I couldn't figure out how to get my camera to sit well at my desk. So yeah, we're here on the couch in the basement, making things work. Making things work, just trying to be resourceful. Um, but yeah, I just I want to make content. I want to make changes. I want to do more. So, speaking of changes, our first very big change is for a while maybe I don't think I'm going to do full artists of the week because even though I enjoy doing that, some of the artists I love don't have enough information online for me to go through a deep breakdown, and I don't know them well enough to give you extra stuff to fulfill a proper conversation about them. Because I love music and I love artists and I love certain things, but I understand that people need like true connecting bridges to put them in the mood to see or listen to someone else. So until I can, put myself in the position to properly handle that, or at least till I find an artist that I really feel like, fuck a song, you need every single thing, which there are some. There are some, I will admit. But I just want to adapt that so that maybe we can start the process. So instead of artist of the week, this is the first time we're going to do our songs of the week. That's right. Songs of the week. So, the very first song that I want to discuss today, Chicken Wings, Sam Henshaw. Beautiful record, in my opinion. I think Sam Henshaw has always made good music. At least all the music I've heard from him. This is a British man coming through with, like, I hate to say American soul because that's not, that's a shitty term. It's music is universal, but You get what I mean when I say that. Like he hits like a southern soulful, just mm, it's wonderful. And Chicken Wings is so funny because it's literally a song saying the heart wants what the heart wants, and mine just wants you, me, and some chicken wings. Like that's funny as hell. But he does it in such a way that's so like, excuse me, he discusses it in a way that's so eloquent for the moment. It's like, yeah, I just want you, me, and some chicken wings. But also, here's me pouring out my heart because I do love you and I do want a life with you and I want these things. But you want some chicken wings? I know you like curly fries. Like it's goofy as hell and it's a beautiful execution of a song concept. I really love it. Shout out to Sam Henshaw for that wonderful, wonderful piece of music. Another song that just came out featuring someone that I will rant and rave about for forever. I will. Raven Lene dropped a song called Skin Tight featuring Steve Lacy. I love Steve Lacy. Always will. Always have. That's man. Steve Lacy is an amazing, amazing, amazing talent and artist, and I love him very much. But boy, Raven Lene creeping out of nowhere with this motherfucking jam. It's it's an interesting sound, and the rhythm of it is a little not off. It's a little, it's different, and you can tell like Steve produced it, but her and Steve really put their 2 feet in this motherfucking song. Boy, lyrically, it's beautiful. The idea is skin tight, but like you got to understand the metaphor when you hear it. I don't even want to ruin it. I want you to get it. I want you to listen to Skin Tight and understand this. But this song is a fun feel, well, not a fun feel, but a wonderful feel. I find it fun because of the type of music I like. I don't know if y'all will, but it's a very wonderful feel. It's like sipping Merlot on a nice evening. It's just a really wonderful piece, and I'm very glad we got this song. I'm very glad Ray was dropping more music. It's been a minute. We definitely need more from her. I'm requesting more. I'm gonna be rude until I get more. Maybe not rude, but I'm gonna be like a little sad puppy dog until I get more because I love her music and I think she's a beautiful singer. I think she's a wonderful writer, and I don't think she gets enough credit, especially for just being the same entity for so long. Like she is just herself. She is an artist that exists within her own little R&B world, and I feel like if we could all take more trips into this world, oh man, it'll be a way way better life for a lot of people, man. If you haven't checked out Raven Lene's R&B, you need to. Sorry, the clip just cut. I just everything just like crashed for some reason. Shout out to MacBooks, you know what I mean? I'm gonna try and get one with one of those M1 chips, even though they cost a bajillion fucking dollars because Mac is Mac. But we're not even gonna get into that. Anyway, what was I saying? Raven Lene, Raven's music, yeah, amazing. Steve Lacy, if you haven't heard him, leave this pod right now. Go look up RYD Red. Go look up oh God, I don't even know, like I don't want to point you in any one direction because even like I think everything is good. Like everything is good. Literally, if I like I think every song in Steve Lacy's catalog is on my phone. Like look up Steve Lacy's demo. I'll say that because that's a great start. That dark red inside, which is literally inside. I swear I've talked about this on this show. I got to go back and review my episodes, but I'm standing on it. If you haven't heard Steve Lacy, leave right now and go listen, please. And just to show you, I'm not playing. Whole catalog in my phone. I love the man. I would hug him and say thank you if I ever met him for being wonderful and making wonderful music. Anyway, that's such a weird fucking tangent to just dive into. But I just being honest, this is why I don't do artists of the week because I really love artists, right? But I love so many. I just feel like it's better to give you a song and allow you to introduce yourself to them. It's in my opinion such a beautiful way to discover an artist. You know, you take just a piece of them in one thing and go, "Ooh, that's fun. Who's that guy?" And the next thing you know, you're on a magical fucking journey. Like your DSP has become the magic carpet and you're just exploring the world of this artist through the sky. It's fucking awesome. I I love it, man. It's one of the things that really drove me into trying to build a catalog and understanding the idea of a catalog because the world that gets built by all of this music sonically and everything is just so man, it's wonderful. I wouldn't trade this art form for anything in the world. There's nothing better. Nothing. And I stand on it. Ain't nothing better. Uh, okay, so that is my two songs for the week. If you want a bonus song, you know I love The Weekend. You know I stand Abel in this show. I know I've said that. Out of Time by The Weekend is that exact song that would make me turn to you and say, oh, yeah, he loves Michael Jackson. That song is wonderful. I think it's the way it's written is very funny to me. And it's so enjoyable. The chorus is so enjoyable. The instrumental is wonderful. And the fact that on the album, it's preceded by Quincy Jones telling a sad story about, I guess it's not necessarily sad, but it's insightful and introspective and retrospective about his issues with love and his issues with everything and with raising children and how to properly express love and what kind of person he truly is to them. And that is an important thing I never truly thought about. Wow, this is turning into a crazy tangent, but I hope you as a person have understood when you've had faults that sometimes the thing that caused them isn't you. It's life. It's things that have happened around you. And that's what that Quincy Jones story is. And it really made Out of Time such a better record because it's an amazing song without that. Don't get me wrong. You can play it by itself and it's wonderful. But when you add the Quincy Jones story and you add the anecdote to, what kind of person The Weeknd has shown himself to be on songs and what kind of artist that he portrays himself as. Well, I guess those are two of the same thing. I don't know the man, so I can't really say. But it's just a beautiful note. It's a beautiful piece, and I think it's a wonderful record. Dawn FM is a wonderful album. Do y'all want me to do album reviews on here? I could do that. That might be fun. As a creator, as an artist, I was afraid to review people's albums because some people get their feelings hurt when you tell them, oh God, oh sorry, I just had a memory of some moments that have happened recently about that fucking topic. But people get offended so easily when you critique their work, and I understand it's your baby, you know. So I'm not sure if I really want to do album reviews on here. I do a lot of like mixing. If you want mixing reviews and on shit online though, you can definitely email me. I got to put it on the screen, but uh TarageMix at Gmail. I'll put it on the screen right here. Hopefully, editor me remembers, and I'll type it in the description for this podcast. If you ever want like notes on a mix, or if you ever want notes on a song, anything, just let me know. Yeah, email me and we can go through that. But as far as like critiquing stuff on the pod, that can be done too. I can do listener stuff. I can do bigger stuff. Whatever y'all want, just let me know, and we can see if we can make it work, man. Yeah. Uh, Genuinely think that's all I had written in my notes. Like, which is crazy because normally, when I sit down with this show, I have a shit ton of notes. And I just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk to try and just make sure I'm understood in those points. But today it's almost like I didn't really need to write a lot. I didn't really have to try and chase points and topics. Like I don't care what's happening in the modern whatever right now. I'm currently living in a weird space, and I want this is You know what I'll call this? This is my redemption arc. I have failed at every single thing I wanted to do except get a college degree. And all my brain says is, you know what? Through the dark, you still shine. Through the dark, I still shine. Excuse me. I have literally, like, when I say I failed at everything, I'm not saying that to be funny. I failed at everything. I failed at relationships. I failed friendships. I've failed myself in so many ways. I failed in job opportunities. I failed in dream chasing. I failed in everything. But at no point have I ever sat down and went never again. I think that's a positive thing. And I think I'm growing from all of my L's and all of my weird experiences. And, you know, Out of Time is funny for me because in that song, sorry, reading my notes, I misspelled something. In that time, he mentions that he has baggage and there's things from his past that have really damaged him more than he realized, and it's kind of hurting their love. It's hurting the love that he has for this person. And there's a lot of things in my mind that I feel like are just past things that I'm holding on to that are maybe getting in the way of a lot of my growth. And I'm trying to do my best to let them go, which means putting myself in uncomfortable situations, which means probably failing even more than I already have, which I shouldn't have to tell you that I'm not excited to do that, right? Like I don't have to say that, but seriously, I am not excited to fall on my face. But you will never see me trying to do anything else. Every time I step out, I want to succeed, but I really want to fall. Because the moment I fall, I learn, I grow. I might take 10 steps forward and the 2 steps back, but I probably learned way more from those 2 steps backwards than those 10 steps forward. You feel me? So, yeah, I'm as crazy as that sounds, I'm excited to fall on my fucking face and break my nose. Because when that bitch heals, I'm going to be even smoother. I hate this. I hate myself for talking like this. I don't know what's come over me lately, but I'm just looking at a lot of situations different. Maybe it's turning 25. Maybe I really am hitting a, what did Matt call it? My quarter life crisis. Yeah. 25 has never been a milestone for me. It's never mattered. You know what I mean? It means nothing. It's just a number. But as I get closer to it, I'm starting to realize that, what I viewed as a proper adult and what I viewed as what I want to be is actually going to take so much more time than I had ever allowed myself. You know, I never allowed myself a chance to breathe. And the closer I hit to 25, or closer get to 25, the more I'm realizing that I'm in the beginning of this journey. I'm not in the middle. I'm not in the end. I'm past the origin story. Like, you know what I mean? I'm past the, like, if we're talking in film terms, we're still in the middle of Batman Begins. You know what I mean? But we're no longer like, oh, he's this is why he's afraid of bats. You know what I mean? Like we're deep into the film. I'm coming back to Gotham. You feel me? Like bad stuff's happening. I ain't got the suit all the way on yet, but I got the batarangs on me. I'm testing things, figuring it out. And eventually, I'll slide out with my Batmobile black instead of tan, fully suited up, ready to put Scarecrow in a coffin. You feel me? You but I'm just not there yet. And with 25 rearing its head, I'm able to look in the rear view for the first time, and not with rose-colored glasses, with actual, true, real eyes, where I can really understand the things that I've done and the places that I've been, and what I wish could have or would have happened, and how to make sure that in the future, if I'm ever in like similar circumstances, the things I want happen. So it's I'm excited. I'm excited to grow. I'm excited to step to the plate and prove who I am, prove what I want to be, and live and die with it. I'm gonna stand on my 10 toes, regardless of what happens, and I'm gonna man up and own up to everything. But the only way to do that is to start moving now. You know what I mean? I got to stand up now. Obviously, I'm not gonna literally stand up right now because what would be in the camera is crazy. We're not even gonna get to it right now. But it's time I take my leap of faith. I'm applying to jobs in other states that I never wanted to go to. I'm applying to things that scare me. I am sending my demo reel to people so much bigger than me, asking for help and seeing what they can do. I'm learning how to properly edit video. I'm learning how to do everything because I don't want to be the last one to the party, man. And if I am, I am. But I really want to prove, maybe to myself, that I can do it, because I never thought I could. I never thought I could, ever. But here we are now, staring the weirdness that is us, me, I guess, in the in the in the camera lens, in the mirror. I thought I was going somewhere with that part, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like I'm finally here and semi comfortable, and I hope this is a positive thing going forward. I'm always gonna have bad days. I'm always gonna have bad weeks. I'm always gonna have bad months. It's always, there's gonna be times when it's hard to walk. There's gonna be times when it's hard to sit down and do anything. There's gonna be times when I can't write songs. I'm in the middle of writer's block right now. There's gonna be times when, I'm not doing my best mixes. I'm doing good stuff, but it's not my best mixes. There's gonna be times when I'm not writing the best stuff for other people. There's gonna be times where I'm dropping shit content. That's cap. I never in my motherfucking life. But there's gonna be times. There's gonna be times when my content isn't what I want it to be, no matter how hard I try. And I'm becoming okay with that. As long as I put my best foot forward and I try my hardest that I could in the moment, I won't be able to look back and be like, well, shit, you fucking suck. I'll always look back and just be like, well, that just wasn't it, but you were in the right place. I think that mentality change from 20-year-old me to 25-year-old me is going to take me further and do a lot more for me than what everything else used to. So, yeah. This is Rhythm and Raj becoming something new, you know? Sorry, I didn't write a way to end this episode. I'm genuinely astonished at the words coming out of my mouth. I haven't said any of this stuff for real. This is the moment it's happening in real time. So I got to stand on it, and I mean it. It's only up from here. It's the only way we can go. Every time you've ever felt down, every time you've ever felt weird, there was only one other way to go, man. Up. Up to the motherfucker. And you just got to try. You'll be satisfied if you do that. Okay. So it has been episode 19 of Rhythm and Raj. I would really like to thank you for checking this out and existing here with me in this beautiful plane we call existence or reality and existence, I guess. I gotta work on this ending, but you know, this time around, I think we're gonna try and do new things. We're gonna try and make a really interesting show. I want to have guests. I have a couple in mind. Might need to borrow some better camera people for those. I think this will be the camera I use for episodes of just me. But uh, I got some fun stuff put together. I got guest questions already. I got some people I want to talk to. I want to try and craft some real A1 local artist conversation, local creative conversation. If you out there are a local creative to my area, I'm not going to say what my area is on here. That's a stupid thing to do. But if you know, you know. So with that in mind, if you are local to me, you know you're local to me. You can reach out to me, you know, at the Rhythm and Raj Instagram, which is still up. At Taraj.mahal on Instagram if you want my personal, at dadbodraj on Twitter. Wow, I got to put a lot of stuff on the screen now. Guess this is why you learn to edit. You know, just let's work, let's talk, let's chat, let's build, let's be, and let's show everything we got to the world. How will they know about it any other way? Yeah, I like that. Anyway, peace, love, positivity, blessings. Uh, welcome to a new era. Bless. Rhythm and Raj. Hi, it's me. Rhythm and Raj. Talking about music. Rhythm and Raj. Rhythm and Raj. It's Rhythm and Raj.